because the last time, okay, hi, Miss Chloe Telly. If my computer freezes up, if I am talking and I all of a sudden just start talking,
No problem. I got you. I
just
got
start
you.
just start talking because the last couple of times I went live, I had problems. So today I'm in my bedroom, which is closer to where the box is. So hopefully I won't have issues this time with my live.
I
So,
understand.
huh?
I understand. I'm out in the rural area, so.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay. So I am just waiting on some more eyeballs to pop up,
Okay.
and see how many sets of eyeballs we get. Now, obviously, I didn't give us much time as far as prepping folks for the fact that we were going to go live. So we'll see how many sets of eyeballs
Sure.
we get.
Any exposure, because I need to kind of get this going.
You already do have your YouTube set up, right? You have your YouTube channel set.
Listen, when I tell you that this is brand new and just starting, this is brand new and just starting. They just notified me today about my name change. So I am literally coming on here kind of like, hey, I'm literally just setting up. So here's my email.
Okay, who are you talking about said that?
Oh, state of Missouri. State, because I went through a name change with my business. It's Personalized Ink Academy. And
Okay,
so all of that is right now. It's fresh. It's brand new.
okay,
So right now they don't have anything to run to.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we will just let folks know that things are coming. But before we start up, who are you? You've been on my page before, but I have new people. So who
Okay.
are you?
I'm Chloe Telly. I'm an educator. I'm an English educator, and I'm also an equity advocate. One of the things that I began to fight for a couple of years ago was all this pushback towards diversity and towards just everything that protected our students. And so now I'm at a point where I want our students protected, especially our students that are traditionally marginalized. And the only way we can do that now, with the way our political atmosphere is going, is let's just start making some plans for our children.
Hmm.
So I decided to start Personalized Inc. as a way to kind of start building up that community of education as people are challenging public schools and just destroying them.
Right. And so just so you guys know, Miss Chloe Telly is an educator in Missouri. So
Yeah.
she's on the front lines seeing how the politics is destroying education. So something that you guys don't know about me, or you might know, I don't talk about it a lot. On top of all of this content creation, I am we also have a homeschooling family. So I have been talking to Chloe about how she could help me because I need some help. I am way too busy. I cannot. Like my kids are not suffering right now because they're still young, so I can't mess up too badly. But I know that I need some personalized. Well, my kids need some personalized attention. So that's how I started trying to talk to Miss Chloe and see what she could do for our particular family. But I also know in this climate, there are going to be so many teachers that are dropping out of the workforce and maybe going towards tutoring and education and online education and this kind of thing. So with that, what are you seeing? Are you hearing any grumblings? Are,
Listen, when you said I'm on the front line, you meant that. When Florida moves, so do we. That's where Missouri is at. We are seeing our libraries close down. We are seeing, like, literally, I do advocacy work in one particular school district. 153 educators left one building because
wow.
they're that tired. Listen, I love your channel and I follow it. Honey, when you say women are tired, women are tired. We are the majority of the teaching force. And on top of all of this, we have to go to yet again one more place that does not appreciate our expertise. And then they're trying to once again control. Listen, Ellie, if I can call you that, you need to speak with me because I have a place for educators. We can listen. I'm just going to talk turkey with you all. I started this because I know our students are going to need a safe place. You all see it every day on the news where now they're talking about, challenging diversity, banning books. All of this is all of this is intentional to destroy public schools. And here's the thing, especially as parents of marginalized students, Black students, LGBTQ students, just students, period, our number one job as parents, and I think LaQuisha, you will say this. I think you will say this, is to protect our children.
Yeah.
Point blank, simple. Period. We're sorry that things are crumbling down, but our children need to be protected, and they're not getting the guaranteed
Nope.
protection. They're
Nope.
not getting it.
Yep.
Okay.
From multiple areas.
They're not getting
Just
it.
just not to like 2 weeks ago, and I need to follow up with this woman. This woman inboxed me talking about how a boy punched her daughter at
Yes.
school.
Yes.
And I know that our daughters, our children are not safe if they are
Mhm.
small, if they're way too big, if they're, if their hair isn't the right kind of hair. They are targets in some form or fashion. And so
Yes.
we need to have outlets for these students that want to learn, but there are bullies. Some teachers are bullies, some admins are bullies. So I
Oh,
know that our children want
listen.
options.
They're testing the waters with our children every day. There's especially our Black children. The waters are being tested. Our students are steadily being exposed to teachers who are openly using racial slurs and calling it freedom of speech. Our Black students there are so many racial incidents. We have so many school districts right now in Missouri where people are being sued because racism is being overlooked on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, we have to save our children. We're sorry, we don't have time for this. And so, what Personalized Ink Academy is going to do is going to attempt to be a space where your students can come and learn. Listen, I have an appreciation for the fact that our students have learned how to organize, they've learned how to protest at schools. But, folks, hey, they're students.
Yeah,
They're students.
they shouldn't be learning that.
They don't have to do all. Listen, no, stop begging people to deal with our students. And for that teacher who's talking about you're thinking about leaving, listen, I'm going to ask the host to at some point put down my contact information. My academy is new. I'm just launching it. So right now, no, I
Mhm.
apologize. I do not have a web page right now,
Okay.
but I do have contact information.
It's all good, and I can always add that to the live later or create. You
Yes.
see how quickly I created that thumbnail. I can create something later. So it's not even the biggest deal to put your information out there. The important thing is that we have to keep having these discussions
Yes.
because just we have been talking about how people are leaving these professions, people are leaving red states, people are leaving just things alone where we're not appreciated, where there's too much stress, where they're being cussed out. And so even if these teachers leave the school districts, parents are going to need some options. So what are you thinking as far as how you're going to structure your classroom?
Well, right now, what I want to do, I have to start out. I'm right now the one person team. And so my specialization is English. Listen, folks, literacy is going to be a big thing. It touches
Mhm.
everything. Okay.
Yes.
I would like to make customized lesson plans for your students. I want I want you all to tell me how you want your students to learn. So when you contact me, I will do a needs assessment. Okay. Yes. I will do a needs assessment and we will determine whether or not your student needs one on one help. Does your student like the classroom? What are your students' needs? And by the way, I drive a very data driven school. So that means I want you all to be able to see the results of your learning. I want to walk your students in an environment where they're, first of all, not being attacked for the color of their skin or their gender or whatever, so that they can learn in their own style, own pace, and be comfortable and learn how to make relationships with other people. I want to build their confidence. I'm
Yes.
offering you all of that customized learning.
So custom, and you guys, the cool thing is, she is going to start working with my children. Come sometime in August, hopefully.
Yes.
She is going to start working to get the curriculum together and make it
Yes.
personalized. So we're hoping, not hoping, we will have some good outcomes, because I'm going to already have some kids that have a foundation. But it sounds to me like kids are not learning phonics and the basics and how to
No.
read.
No.
So they're having issues going into other topics. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Oh, definitely. The reason why, they keep talking about the down scores all over the nation, and they just keep throwing that out there. Part of the reason why our scores are down is because literacy is down. Literacy is the key to everything. If I can't understand a piece of text, well, how can I do a math problem? If
Right.
I can't draw conclusions, how will science make sense to me? So, what I'm offering you all is the cornerstone of your child's education. I want to hit the reading aspect. I want to hit the writing aspect. I want to hit the phonics. I want to hit all of that and show that your student is growing. So let's say you're not, and I want to support my homeschool parents, but let's say you're a parent who says, you know what, I think my student needs just a little bit more. Hey, come join me. Come
Okay.
join me. Come join me completely.
So you're developing maybe a long-term strategy, and maybe like
Yes.
a la carte, like a weekend type of thing, like you can drop in, and or you could have like lessons on the weekend or something like that.
Sure. I just have to make those arrangements with the parents, right? Of
Right.
course. I mean, yes. Right now, I am trying to customize this as much as I can to what parents need, because here's the glory of the story. When August starts, I am still a full-time teacher,
Yes.
but I want to be able to make this where it's convenient for you, the parents, but where you also see where learning is going on.
Is this the kind of thing where maybe you can also have like interns, like English
Definitely.
majors?
Please,
That might be a good market for you to start
please.
thinking it, tapping into, especially your
Yes.
former students.
Yes, I am looking for people who can I'm looking for people across the board, whether it's English, whether it's math, whether it's science. I need people across the board, because when I say I want to create a space for our students to learn safely, I mean that.
Hmm.
I mean that. I would definitely love to speak to people who are who are specializing in all those different fields, so that way we can all parents will have more options.
Right.
That's the key. So that parents will have more options. There will be some people who love evening hours. There will be some who say, that's not for my child. I want you all to be able to get the best access you can.
People like you, people like us that have this entrepreneurial, flexible mind type of schedule, we're
Yes.
going to be dangerous as we
Mhm.
gather the momentum and start setting up the foundation for these businesses. Because like I was reading today, one of the articles that I was doing was how managers are having issues with Gen Z people. And I think that the issues that they're having with these young people is these young people are already kind of used to like self study, doing things on their own. They've
Yes.
been in the pandemic and all of that kind of stuff. And the old models are, you come to work, you go to school, you move when we ring the bell. And I don't think that these young folks are not moved by a bell. like like when we were
No.
coming up. They're like, you know what? As long as I get this stuff done, I'm good. And the old heads are not used to what these new folks are bringing.
Well, part of the problem is education is experiencing a disconnect. Period. We just are.
Yeah.
This change has been a long time coming, and I think after the pandemic, everyone thought that things were going to go back to normal. Oh no. I already knew that folks, look, people were tired. People were tired of the system. They just needed, I hate to say excuse, but they kind of did. They needed that push to try other things. One of
Hmm.
the biggest things that I especially want to be able to do with this is to have teachers that can be trained to know how to deal with students.
Hmm.
Too many of This is another thing that has caused a breakdown in our schools. Too many of our teachers do not know how to deal with every student. And so as a result, this is another reason why you're seeing, yes, Hagar, this is another reason why you are seeing people saying, hey, I'm out, I'm taking my kid with me.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
Anyone who has any sort of background that they would please, because we need to build this, especially for our children, especially because anytime these people cannot even make the promise that if a racial slur is hurled at your child,
Right.
that something will be done. Do you see how quickly the educational system responded to Jewish children when they thought they were being hurt? Now,
Hmm.
compare that to how our Black children are being responded to.
Right.
We're being met with dismantling of training. We're
Right.
being met with, you're not going to discuss your plight. We're being met with, we don't care. And folks, I'm sorry, this country keeps telling you what they're doing. You have to believe them at some point.
Right. And that's going to be the thing.
Mhm.
I know that it is a norm, or it's a given that you have a space to send your kids,
Yes,
but we have seen the breakdown. The pandemic just highlighted all of the issues that were going on in education.
yes, it
I
did.
know I know that, and this is just me watching the news. I know that that the attrition levels were high. So, they should have been scrambling even before the pandemic put that stress on everybody. And so now parents, or even child free people, or I mean, sorry, childless people who are planning on having some kids, if you don't have it in line that you're able to take on your children's education if necessary, then you need to put that in the back of your mind. Because like me, but even before the pandemic or whatever, I was living in an urban area that I knew that I did not want to send my kids to this urban school system. I just wasn't going to do it. That's the reason why we moved out to the burbs. But me and my husband, we had already planned on homeschooling our kids before my first child was born. And so people have got to really understand that family planning and educating your kids is a big part of what they should be thinking about before they have any babies.
Period. Folks,
Ooh,
family planning is more than what options are available for unschooling. Yes, well, first of all, I would say this.
this is all unschooling. I think this is all unschooling.
That's what this is. This is all, yes. When you talk about this, and I will tell you this. Um, First of all, a lot of people probably in your neck of the woods are probably trying to form communities. They're
Yes.
probably trying to form different micro schools, different pods of learning. Okay, I would especially tell you all, please, 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 especially uplift your Black creators. And yes, please do, because the school system has tried their hardest to especially shut us out. We've been telling them that this was coming for years. and no one listened. And
Right.
now here we are. So when you talk about what options are available for unschooling, like for example, with me, I think in terms of unschooling, I work towards customizing your education, the education towards the child. Your child will actually get one-on-one help if that's what you want. Now, they can also have a classroom setting. But again, remember, right now I'm starting out as a team of one in the English language arts. But I would personally start out with finding out your child's needs specifically for them. Then I would turn around and make a curriculum specifically for them. Okay. And when you talk about letting the child curate their education, one thing I'm going to do is I can also speak with your child, of course, with you present, and ask them, what are their interests?
Right.
What are their plans? I want to treating them like an individual will be shocking enough, especially if they've been in the school system.
So, a funny story that you probably know. My firstborn really loved trains, really loved trains as a kid.
Oh,
And how my son learned how to read is learning how to read signs, exit, stop, go, and all of these names of these stops. That's how my son learned how to read. Now, that is kind of cheating. He did not learn how to read phonetically. So we will have to go back to the beginning. But that's how he found an interest in trains, and we were able to cultivate that into teaching them how to read. Real quick though, before I know you might want to say something, but Hagar is being active up in these comments. And Hagar, what I would say to that, I am like kind of a teacher to my children. And I don't think that my kids respect me as they would another person. That's the reason why I am about ready to hand my children over. And if you're a stay at home mom right now and you're looking to work, maybe it would be a good idea for you to connect with Chloe, because maybe you could teach other students, and Chloe and the team that she's going to put together can help you teach your children, because you said you're a stay-at-home mom, right? So go ahead and type in, are you a stay-at-home mom currently? And the ages of your children. Because what we're doing, and the reason why I wanted to use my platform for Chloe, is because I know that she is going to need a team, because once the school system starts back up, she's going to be working full time as she is developing this curriculum and getting ready to launch full time. So, and I'm just putting that out there for anybody else who might be watching the playback, that this woman, Chloe, she is going to have to replicate herself. There's no way she's going to be able to give everybody this one-on-one. So she's going to have to do that. Okay, so here she is. Here's Hagar. She says she's currently a stay-at-home mom with a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old, but she was a teacher before the pandemic. Absolutely, you're going to probably need to get in contact with us. If I know you said you're a stay-at-home mom, you have all this traditional stuff going on, but this could be a way for you to still be able to keep working if you're interested in working. And like I said, I'm just kind of creating things for Chloe as I'm talking and you're talking.
yeah. And let me throw this out here. Those of you who are watching, if you are a teacher and you're tired, let's talk, because we need to build a community here for our kids. We need to build a community where 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 stay-at-home moms can do what they need to do while ensuring their students have a quality education. And let me tell you something. Not only am I willing to train teachers, I'm willing to train parents. See, I'm not trying to keep any educational secrets from anybody.
Right.
I want to make sure that your students can get what they need. Folks, I have a success record that I will share with you, and I think it's appropriate, seeing that I'm trying to educate your child. I've never had students not to grow. I right now teach high school students, true enough. I've had students successfully enroll in community colleges and do fine, all the way to a John Hopkins. Okay. I've had 34s on the ACT in my class. I've had 18s, but guess what? Each of those students, because of the support they were given, the individualized support they were given in my class, I can proudly say that overall they have graduated. And those who have not, I kind of keep in touch with them because, that's what students do sometimes when they graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And they still go back. So there's a success record, and I wouldn't dare expose your children to anyone who could not duplicate that.
Yes. That's where we need to be creating and just talking. I know that I don't have, talking about this kind of stuff doesn't get the same amount of eyeballs, but we need to keep having these conversations and tying
Yes.
everything in. And
Yes.
maybe I'll be able to take some of this and create something for you to be able to post it in other places so that we can get you. You're going to need a team. You're going to need some parents. You're going to need other people help.
Yes.
But because we might have 24 hours, but if you're already committed to working in something else, then that's going to be challenging. So,
Hagar, let me tell you something. The hardest job in the world is being a parent, period. Period. And so what we have to do, what we must do, education has gone beyond just learning. This is about protecting our children. I want students to be able to come up in a system that recognizes their dignity and does not apologize for it. I don't want them to sit in a classroom and worry about giving an answer and, a teacher randomly being able to say whatever they want to say to them. I want, when I first met Bourbon Bougie, she would sit up and she would take pictures of her children, and it would just emanate Black children joy. That's what our kids should be experiencing in these classrooms. They shouldn't have to be the next civil rights leaders in classrooms.
right.
And we need to stop demanding that of Black children. I'm sorry. I know everyone's like, oh, well, they should be allowed to learn.
Yeah. That's where I want to be with my kids. I am trying to allow them to have a childhood for as long as they can have a childhood. They'll have the opportunity to, do the adult stuff later. So my kids are Jay is almost 10. He'll be 10 in July, and Chrissy is 7. So, Hagar, our kids, not too far apart. She says her kids are 7 and 3. So, it's just going to be a step ahead. No, I'm a step ahead. I wonder, hold on. Yes, baby. Brother's hungry. Okay. Brother's hungry. Hold on. It sounds like it.
No
Looks
problem.
like. Hold on.
No problem. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am just fine.
So, Chrissy. Oh goodness. That means here comes the other one.
Hi.
Oh, and look at them.
Yes.
This is the way our children should look on a regular basis, smiling.
Come-
They shouldn't
Are
be,
you gonna-
Hi.
hi, how are you?
Good.
There shouldn't be any distress at school. Yes, how are you?
Good.
Okay, y'all. Why don't you guys go in the front, and then I'm gonna get your brother something to eat in just a little bit.
Can you give me something? Okay.
I'll be in there in a little bit. I'm not gonna be on here that long. Close the door, please. Yeah, so they know when I go live, they need to come. They'll pop their heads in.
That's sweet.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why I jump up in the morning and try to make as much of my content as possible, because you pull out a phone, they They know how
They're
to
on it.
turn on. These kids can turn on for the camera.
Period.
They are, yeah. So what were we saying before these kids came in here? But yeah, I want them to be able to be kids for as long as possible, because the
Yeah.
world will wait. The world will wait.
Right. And I think even as parents, we need to be asked, especially our Black parents. And I know that that's not, I recognize the presence of everyone in your audience, but why is it that's demanded of Black parents to expose their kids to everything that adults have to know?
Nope.
Hey, once again, I'm Black myself. I get it. I get it. Of course you're going, but you should be allowed the time to tell your children about the world.
Yep.
It shouldn't be because you have to worry about the history teacher saying something crazy or the English. No.
And you know what's wild? I don't have an issue with the parents that, maybe they don't want to introduce the sexuality themes and the different kind of couples. I get that. I get that. But people have got to be okay with taking control of their education versus beating up on teachers and trying to dictate the lesson plans for teachers. Is like, I don't want my kids being exposed to a lot of different things. So
Of course.
for that reason, I am in charge of things. I took control of things even before my kids were born. And it wasn't necessarily the political environment that's going on right now. I just don't want them, okay, I'll let y'all know. I moved out to Chicago and I was working in like near teenagers and riding the bus going downtown because it's cheaper to go downtown on the bus. And I would hear all of these kids cussing and using adult language. And I'm like, absolutely not. I am not going to allow my future I had decided to homeschool my kids before I even found a husband. Because I was a recruiter.
Wait.
Because I was a recruiter for a private college, and I would go into high schools and I would see firsthand how these kids were talking. They would have tattoos. They would have these adult conversations that would make me blush. And I'm not like conservative in the political aspect, but I am conservative in certain aspects. Like, you're not going to before I even had kids, I'm like, you're not going to expose my children to these conversations, sexual themes, dressing like an adult and you're a child.
I've told folks, they keep calling teachers groomers. I said, baby, some of these students are grooming their teachers. Okay? Because I said they say some things. I'm like, what? Oh, do I home?
So yes, we do homeschool. Well, kind of homeschool. I have been kind of busy and we got a lot going on. So right now we have been using Hooked on Phonics and Hooked on Math. Before that, we were trying out this other really good online curriculum called IXL, and that's some good stuff too. Hagar, if you have ever looked into IXL, it is good for young kids as well. IXL is good. Just like there's so many online options that, like, when my kids were young, I would just turn on these YouTube programs, and there are so many good things on YouTube. Hold on real quick. You can talk. My computer came unplugged when the kids were moving about.
Okay. So let me say this, Hagar. Now, I currently do not homeschool because I don't have small children. But another reason why I was interested in creating a personalized ink was because I would get on Facebook and I would go to these homeschool groups. And when I tell you, these mothers are stressed out, because think about it. one thing that the public school did do, it vetted teachers, it was vetting the curriculum, it was choosing the textbooks for you. It was now when you homeschool, all of that's in your lap.
Yep.
And what I want to do is I want to take that stress away from you all. I want to help you do this in a way that will maximize your students' potential. Because first of all, here's what a lot of people don't understand. Just because you read a lesson plan doesn't mean you're supposed to execute that lesson plan like that. So I get concerned about parts of our nation where people are like, oh, everybody just homeschool. I'm like, oof, oof, okay. And they don't have any guidance. If I have parents among me who say, well, you know what? I don't necessarily want your help, but I would like to do something. Hey, we can get you all trained too as parents. Well, we will get you trained because the one thing that we have going for us, especially as marginalized people, is education. We cannot afford to let the society at large take this from us because this is really one of our only reliable networks for mobility.
Right.
So if education is taken from us, that becomes grim. And what people don't understand is, okay, so let me go back to me being in Missouri. So Hagar, I want you to watch this. Woo! Listen, Nicole, listen. People don't, and everyone can't write a lesson plan, can they? As a sub, everybody cannot write a lesson plan. So you're trying to piece this together, and they just have you just out there. And then if it's not a certain way, you're in trouble.
Right.
So
in Missouri, y'all were tiptoeing, right?
Listen, Missouri, let me tell you how Missouri is doing this. And I want you all to watch this. I don't know what state everyone is from, but I want you to watch what's happening here. See, right now, the open target is Black children. That's the open target. But the real target is everybody but the elites, the top 1%. Because watch what they're doing. So let me take my state, for example. So they start out attacking public schools. Now, some of them are closing. Libraries are closing because they're in trouble or they're in danger of closing. So they target your libraries, they target what you're reading, they're targeting diversity.
Yep.
And what else did they loosen? Child labor laws. Because now they've told your kids, you know what, kids, you can work for as long as you want. Well, at 13 and 14, I'm impressed with that little minimum wage salary I have because I'm at home with mom, right? You can kick it on minimum wage when you sleeping on a couch, a paid for a couch,
right?
But what they're depending on is that they're this is the way you create a permanent underclass.
Yep.
And that's what is happening right before our nation's eyes, and people are not paying attention. And people like me and others, we're trying to stop this. We're trying to stop this flow. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We had the nerve. Our child ban on marriages failed here.
Yep.
It failed. Wait a minute. In 2024, a ban on child marriages legally failed here.
Right.
And in the state of Kentucky, what did they holler? The one man was up talking about it should be okay to marry your cousin.
But I do want to say that Nicole said this. I was a writing studies major. She got phonics. So Nicole says she knows how to handle phonics. Nicole, I don't know if Nicole, are you looking for a job? Because I might have a connect. I might have a hookup. If you are looking for a job, especially if you are in Texas, I know that, and you said you're a substitute teacher. She said that she was a substitute teacher up here. So if you, Nicole, are looking for a job, actually, you know what? I'm going to put the link for this StreamYard in the chat right now, because if Nicole or Hagar wants to come into the chat, because Hagar says she had to do a 6-page lesson plan in New York. Y'all can start having a conversation right here. I can put this link up in here right now. I just have to pull it up on my phone. That way I can maybe go. I don't know what I need to do. Hold on real quick. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to invite some guests. I'm going to put this in the chat box. All right. If anybody is interested in coming up to the stage. So I put that in the, there we go. Hagar or Nicole, if y'all want to come up and chat, I know that I am just putting y'all out on the spot, but that is the thing. You know, we are creating opportunities for people, and we need to know and understand that creating community is how we're going to get things done. And sometimes you just have to get things done. Nicole said she's in and out of this live. She's doing stuff. I wasn't intentionally putting out feelers for a job, but it's okay. I literally just put you on the spot with that. I'm just like, hey, this is how we gonna make some things happen. But yeah, I'm good for that. Okay, yeah, you see this person.
Hey, we always throw it out there because you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, we got Hagar that is actively in this comment section, and a stay-at-home mom. So I don't know. Hagar, you don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. I just happen to always have my camera on because this is just how I do my lives.
Lord, I wish I didn't have my camera on, but here we are.
You look fine. You need to stop. Stop it. Okay. You see, this person always loves it when the camera's on.
I wonder who that is.
Okay. So we'll see if hold on. I see Hagar. Hold on. Here she is.
Nicole, yes, when you say we have to vote local, folks, I'm going to throw this out here. Please do not skip any elections. Any.
So we have Hagar up on the stage. So you can unmute, Hagar, and introduce yourself. You've been really, really active in the comments. So let us know what you are thinking about what me and Chloe are saying.
I am very active on your page, and I watch all your videos. I just love your message. I am first generation New York American, Yemeni American. I'm Arabic, and I resonate with 90% of your videos in every aspect from different cultures. I keep muting because my son keeps talking to me.
Okay. Yeah, Burb, you muted. You muted.
It's only 18 sets of eyeballs on here at Hagar. So you can go ahead and let your child talk in the background. You see my daughter keeps popping up in mine. So go ahead and talk.
Yeah, he's just asking for to stay up because it's his bedtime. So I was a New York City pre-K teacher for a year. Right after graduation, I got a job offer. And when I was there, they were extremely strict. I think they wanted to train me to just already be used to doing 6-page. Because when I first got the job, I was shown examples of the teacher I was replacing who had a baby. And she only had a page and a half maximum of her lesson plans. It's pre-K. So I was thinking, oh, okay, well, they're going to send me all her old work anyway. I'll just, use that as a reference because it's my first year teaching. And no, they had this whole what do they call it? You know, when the New York State gives you like a 6-page example, and they wanted me to follow it to a T. And you know, I feel like with time, like by the end of the year, it was easy to fill things out because I knew what I was doing. But in the beginning of the year, it was so difficult. Just 6 pages of talking about what I'm doing with the children.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me to have sections for the IEPs. And as a first-time teacher, that was like the first I've ever even heard that word. I didn't even know what that word was. At the time, my son was only 2, and I didn't even know. I was putting him through early intervention. Sorry, I'm like blanking. I feel like I'm putting out on the spot. I was putting him through early intervention. He got diagnosed with autism at the same time. So I was a first-year teacher, and then I was putting my son through early education, early intervention, so that he would start speaking. Yeah, I don't know.
And now here's the thing. A 6-page, you know what? Let me tell you something. A 6-page lesson plan does not make. And did they demand 6 pages for every lesson?
Well, because it was elementary school, it was like 6 pages per day. So every day of the week. So I needed no. It wasn't every day of the week. It was for once a week. So every day was pretty much a full page. Does that make sense? I was doing almost the same exact thing every day.
Okay.
When it came to like the timing, because we had like a very strict structure for the kids, but they wanted like strict details, like exactly what book I was reading and what were the questions I would ask them after I read it. And it was just like I felt like you know, when they say like about abortion access, where they're like no undue pressure or whatever the word is, the saying, that's what I felt like. I was like, they were just giving me like undue I don't know, you know what I mean. It just didn't make sense because I felt like I was doing really, really, really well with the kids, and my evaluations with the state were great. But then all they cared about was the paperwork. They didn't really care.
So I'm going to have a quick commercial break because Chrissy wants you to know that I have cups, my Homeschooling cups, and that I am selling a book called Ashy Men Will Make You Fat. I just needed to throw that out there because my daughter keeps putting this mug up for everybody to see. But also, I want to do a quick recap because Akasha Rise just says, I'm just now getting on and I'm hoping that I didn't miss too much. But she started homeschooling and it has been a journey. Stop, Chrissy. Don't move my light. Don't move my light. Akasha, if you could let us know in the chat how old your students are, your kids are, and I will have Chloe tell you what she has going on. I'm a mute.
Yeah. And let me say this again. Listen, thank you to all the parents on here. Thank you. I don't think people understand what a daunting task that is, but what I want to do is, I see where you said, whew, it's been a journey. I want to help you on that journey. I want to take some of that pressure off of you. I want to help you along the way in the way you see fit. Okay. I'm doing a business called Personalized Ink. It's Personalized Ink Academy, I should say. And what it is right now it's a safe space for, okay, cool. It's a safe space for all students, but especially our marginalized students. I want them to be able to learn and reach their fullest potential. That's all I want. And I want their uniqueness embraced. Right now, I'm starting with myself as an English language arts teacher. I would tell people this, and I'm going to give this caveat. Yes, I am starting back to work in August, but folks, I need your help. I need your help to be able to help generate my name so that I will be able to show success, showcase, hey, this is what I'm able to do for your student too. And I'm starting out in the area of language arts. It can be me creating lesson plans. It could be me creating curriculum for your particular student. It could be me helping you in whatever capacity you need help. You all do not have to be alone on this journey. I would gladly train you. I would gladly help you. I would gladly do all of that.
That is going to be clutch, training parents to be miniature
Mhm.
teachers, because not everybody has the confidence
Yeah,
to just say, I can do this. Somebody like Hagar might know something because maybe she went to school for it.
that's
But
right.
I'm just like, I'm a college grad. I'm just going to figure something out. You know, let's do some letters. How do you pronounce CH? How do you pronounce SH? I don't know. I don't know how to create lesson plans.
Folks, I want to, as Bourbon Bougie says, I want to replicate me. I would like to especially replicate me in the area of teaching, folks. I would especially love to start talking to fellow educators about how we can go on and expand this so that we can have people, so that parents can say, hey, I want to be able to customize these lessons. Your kids are so cute, Lord have mercy. That's what I keep staring at.
I know it's like once they can't come
Cute.
in, they derail the
They're
conversation.
just so cute. Customize. How can, I mean, really, that needs to be my slogan. How can I help you?
Right.
Seriously, how can I help you?
Hagar, I know you have two children at home and one of them is their bedtime. Is there anything else that you wanted to say to Chloe? Connect, anything? Go ahead and unmute and speak your piece, because I know you got to go do mom stuff.
I was just wondering because you guys were saying that she has a job opening.
Well, we can speak about that. Yes, I need all the help that I can get. We need to talk about, where your specializations are, where all of this is, and let's see what we can do. And just kind of get into some details about how we can. And I want to build this from the ground up with you all. Folks, I'm by no means an expert, but I am a passionate educator, and I believe this can be done. We need to do this for our children. We need to. We need to do
I have
this.
experience in family members who've had their daughters, a lot of them, because we're very traditional and very um, religious. So a lot of their daughters will go through high school online, and a lot of them will come to me for help signing up and like all of these things. But like as someone who teaches or makes lesson plans, I haven't had anything like that. I made lesson plans in the classroom, but um, I was just wondering, do you have a YouTube channel or something that I can follow you?
Well, let me say this. Right now, I just changed my business name. So right now, I do not have a YouTube channel, but I am very transparent. I can give you my email and my number.
Do you
I
want me
will
to put
make
it in
sure
the
to
chat?
I'll make sure to make a post for you and put it on my community page for anybody that wants to see it. I don't know if maybe not give out your phone number. Please don't give out your phone number on
Okay, I can
YouTube.
give out my
Yeah, let's not give out your phone number on a
she listen, Bourbon Bougie knows how open I can be. I'm like, hey, she already knows.
like
I will.
you can put, if you type your email address into the chat, I'll put it up on the page.
Sure. Let me hit.
Okay. All right. Chrissy,
Okay.
I just want to mute myself, Chrissy, so they can
See
keep
what
going.
it's doing here. Okay, choose an account. Lord, I hope this doesn't kick me off. Okay.
Yeah, I think email address should be more than enough to keep in
Yeah,
contact.
no problem. Um, let's do. Oh no, I wasn't gonna give my residential. Oh my God, no. Listen, I'm crazy, but not that crazy. Instruction. Okay. Okay, so right now my comment is not posting. What did I do?
Okay, just tell me your email and I'll type
Here.
it.
It's instructional design for you.
Oh my goodness. And
Listen, that was the name of my old business.
instructional design for you.
Yes, for and actually you spelled out at gmail.com. I know I'm being extra, everybody.
Instructional design for you, YOU.
Yes.
You are extra. Instructional design
Listen,
for you. That's a lot of letters.
I
At
know.
Gmail.
It's like I said, I just got my name changed today. It would have been personalized ink, but here I am.
Instructional design for you at gmail.com.
Yes.
We all got to start somewhere.
And
Right?
she just likes a lot of letters. Luna P says, she says, can I still use homeschool resources even if I place my child in school? Oh, look, we got another
Yes.
person.
Yes. Definitely. I want this for whatever your needs are. Your student might be in school and you might be like, ooh, I don't really care for what's going on over here. Or maybe I want to supplement. Yeah, that's so extra. Maybe I want to supplement. Yes, you can have access. Definitely. Definitely. I want us to listen. When I tell you I want the sky to be the limit for us, I truly do. Education is the only thing we have. That's the only thing we have. You know, as we advance, we're getting access to networks, but folks, we know it is not at the same rate as our counterparts. It just isn't. And so we need this definitely. Definitely.
So I just brought Nicole up onto the stage. Hagar, are you good now that you have Chloe's email address? Are you
A very
good?
extensive email address.
The very long email address, are you good? That way you can go do your mom stuff, and then I can see what Nicole wanted to talk about.
Yes, thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for having me.
Okay, no problem. I will see you in the chat if you make comments. All right, so all right, Nicole. Okay, hold on, kids. Okay, hi, Nicole. Thank you for coming up.
Hi, Nicole.
Okay, I'm gonna mute again. Y'all go ahead and talk, connect. Nicole, like do some phonic stuff. Let's
Hello.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Y'all can hear me fine, right? No static.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, yes. So just going back to me, like currently my current job is I am a substitute teacher. It's actually very funny because high school me swore up and down that I would never be a teacher. I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I hate school, don't want to do nothing about school. But but you know, life can be funny like that because I started my journey being an educator after like restrictions for quarantine had been lifted. The job that I had beforehand, I was working at a bank, credit card collections,
Oh, wow.
and that was mentally taxing. Like, nope, I gotta go. I gotta go do something different. So I moved near the Atlanta area, and the job that I was able to get was a substitute teacher. And I worked with elementary school kids, and I ended up actually liking it. And and then yes, just going back to like what you initially said, like getting a lesson plan and then reading the lesson plan and knowing it well enough to actually teach it can doesn't always like link up.
No.
Especially like if you have kids that are coming in today and they weren't like the previous days, so they're a bit behind, or you got kids they were there but they didn't really understand, and you kind of like have to like tailor the review to like that, and everybody learns differently. Everybody like learns differently. Like there are some people you can tell them something and they got it like that. Some people they read it, they got it like that. And then other people they're like visual learners and they have to see you do it, and they learn through repetition or they have to do it themselves. And like I said, I was going in and out of the chat because I was doing stuff, but going off of like what you said, like the system being wanting people to just be able to like memorize and regurgitate information without actually understanding it. That's one of the issues I have with the current American education system. You're not really teaching kids so much as you're just trying to get them to take a test. Never mind if they can actually understand and then retain the information afterwards.
Well, and I tell people that was done on purpose. See,
Yeah.
people have been trying to undermine public school education, and public school education was hit the hardest during the Reagan administration. That's where your hits, I mean, people have always been doing it, but that's where your hits really, I mean, really started coming in. Yes, really started coming into play. And so, what do you do if you want to destroy a system? Make sure that it doesn't work. Make sure that you put so much strain and so much stress onto the system to the point where it has no other choice but to collapse. That is that is what you are seeing. When you talk about teaching to the test, that is because people have said, well, and they do this as a way to undermine the schools. Never mind all the other variables that surround students and test scores. They don't care. And they don't. I knew when they started quoting test scores during the pandemic, I said, they've got us now. I sat here and I said that in 2020. I sat here and said that. I said, why would they collect test scores during a pandemic where students did not have access to their teachers? That was to continue. That was the final wrecking ball. And I believe in our lifetime, we will see public school pretty much on its last leg. And I'm employed by public school, so that's my bread and butter. So I don't want it on its last leg, but I've been telling people this has been coming for years because the hits have been coming. Indoctrination versus education. See, here's what they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about that indoctrination has been going on, and especially towards our Black children. Okay. See, you've taught our Black children to celebrate those who've oppressed them. Okay, so okay, that's right, Nicole. That's what they've been. That's what they've been taught. They have been taught that you have not made. Look, Hagar, that you have not made a single contribution towards this country that you built. You will be hard pressed. I tell people, I said, if Black women especially knew their power in this nation, let me tell you something, even the people that's been horrible to us, and I'm going to say this flat out, your ancestors breastfed some of these people who have family today that's smart off to us. Come on, Black women, you the backbone of this nation. Okay,
There you go. You preaching now. You preaching now.
People not ready for that.
You preaching now.
People are not ready to say it like that. And now they're telling you you're not qualified to deal with children. You're not. Our Black educators have been attacked in ways that's not even being covered by the media. Listen, when I talk, I don't know if you all ever heard of Dr. Whitfield in Texas. There are so many Black principals and Black teachers, especially during the CRT, especially the CRT craze, where Black teachers and Black administrators were let go and harassed from their jobs, verbally threatened, had to leave communities. I know Black folks Black teachers, well-educated Black folks who had to leave their communities because they were being threatened. And the media covered none of it. None of it.
So it says, you know what's wild? Someone talked about No Child Left Behind. It might even be Nicole. And Nicole, you can come back in here if you want to. But you know, we have been alive long enough to watch these changes and how things devolved after No Child Left Behind, and how the music is terrible, and it's all George Bush's fault. It's George Bush's fault. Because you know, now we've had music stripped away, we've had physical activity stripped away because everything is about that test. So we have people that can't sing, we got people that can't play instruments anymore, we have children that are so lethargic and they are unhealthy all because everything is about um, studying to take this test, and the whole indoctrination. We don't want thinkers. We want people to just be robots. And it's scary. And Nicole, you can come back in if you want to. I'm going to have to wrap this up. Y'all
Yeah.
got a full 9 minutes so I can get out of here at 9 o'clock and go do mom stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I am Groot. You are correct. Every student, and that's what I would like to see. Your students are individuals. They're not a big old collective.
Yes, I definitely agree. And at the school that I currently work at, it is a free public charter school, and their philosophy is project-based learning. They try to like figure out a student, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and then yes, kind of like tailor the lesson plan to that, which is what I really like and respect about this school. They are very liberal, especially like given the fact because I live in Texas. I currently live in Texas, and this is a school where they're talking about emotional regulation, which I also think is very important. And they just got the funding. They're going to be teaching 6th grade next year. The ultimate goal is to be K through 12, but like one grade at a time. And they're talking about, in addition to emotional regulations from like when they're younger, now that they're becoming 6th graders, like consent classes, like actual like consent about, this is my body, this is my boundary, which I think is like so important. And we could just avoid so many terrible situations if kids really knew, if we had like a real conversation about the importance of consent. and yeah, it's just I really like this school. I like what they're doing. I respect what they're doing, especially because again, this is Texas.
Oh my God.
This is Texas. Like they're trying to find like creative ways to like teach, because again, these 6th graders like kind of like the birds and the bees, but Texas just like yeah.
That's the sound they literally make.
Yes, that's the actual sound. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. And yeah.
So thank you, Nicole. Akasha, what did you want to come up here and say?
Can you hear me already?
Oh, hold on, Nicole. I didn't mean. Did I kick Nicole off? I hope I didn't kick her off. Nicole, if I kicked you off, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to abruptly kick you off just because I brought Akasha up. But Akasha, let us know what you wanted to come up here and say.
Can you hear me? You can? Okay, perfect. I just wanted to touch on because I'm a historian. That's what I like to do, and I'm going to be reaching out to her because I would like to offer some services, or at least offer my little skills that I got. But one of the things that I was looking into is the history of our schools before segregation. The school systems, our schools didn't really have a lot of financial funding or backing or any of that. And what we was trying to do is basically get basically have the supplies and have the resources that we needed to be able to teach our children. However, the teachers that we did have, they were focused. They were more than just teachers. They were cultural. They taught them culture. They taught them about our history before the education system came in. And so that's why I wanted to touch on the history, is because once Rockefeller, I don't know if the history with Rockefeller and him being one of the biggest funders behind our education system. He's even quoted saying, John D. Rockefeller to be exact, he was quoted saying that he doesn't want a country of learners or thinkers. He wanted a country of workers. And that's how our education system has been molded. And so that's the reason why I put the quote, indoctrination versus education. That's the reason why, and that's why I was saying to evaluate why we're pulling them out of school. I wanted my kids to have a chance to actually learn and have their interest, like she was mentioning that school, the other lady that was up there talking about a school that was interest-based or project-based. I think that's so very important for us to look at what our children are interested in versus forcing them to do a certain thing. Because in my experience with my 3 children, and by no means am I expert because I'm still learning, but I've learned they learn different ways. And if you go with their interest, you cover so much more ground. But my thing is just making sure they have the fundamentals so that they can thrive in society. I need you to be able to read. I need you to be able to write. I need you to be able to have the social skills you need. And so having a community like this, I'm so thankful for you to have this out here so that we can put our minds together so that we can know what is it that we need to have foundationally for them to learn and then to nurture their interests, basically. But I know you're trying to get out, so I'm not going to hold you, but that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you for
No,
that.
y'all are good. You can talk. I'll be right back. Y'all
Thank
talk.
you for
Okay.
that. People, that's one of the, you said one of the things that a lot of people don't want to say. I believe integration definitely had its pluses, but my God, so much that we lost.
Very much.
Because what people don't understand is when you integrate things, something's got to go for that mixture to happen. Come on.
Exactly.
Something's got to go. And so you got filtered into a system that, first of all, didn't really want to recognize your humanity.
Exactly.
And they wanted, schools were literally used as indoctrination grounds. See, people keep forgetting that. This country used schools as a way to push a common culture. And people don't want to use those words, but that's what they were for. Okay.
Right.
And
Right.
so when people go back and start talking about religious studies and all this other stuff, all of that was filtered into the into this public schools under this whole idea of creating a common culture, creating a common person. So from day one, whether they want to blame Black folks for indoctrination. No. We just got invited to this conversation not too long ago. This is the basis of your school system.
I read a book 2 years ago called The Education for Extinction, and it was talking about how they educated the Native Americans to death. They killed their culture by sending the kids out to boarding school, and you were reading this, and that is pretty much the exact way we are still educating kids right now. The ringing of the bell, so all of us are attuned to being, on this timetable that is not necessarily even attuned to how we live, making these kids wake up way too early before and go off to school. How are they even prepped to learn things? It's like, and it's just getting people used to being in this hamster wheel. Ooh, and all of these people coming in now. We got Saggy Star talking about she homeschools her youngest. He will be graduating in July. I wish I had the confidence to homeschool all my kids. It's been a lifesaver for my son. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to create something so that parents do get that confidence. I had confidence, but I didn't necessarily have the skills or a game plan. I got some confidence though, y'all. I got the confidence that I'm going to figure it out. And some people have some skills, but they don't know how to connect to the people that are going to get the information out. So that's the reason why someone like me is important, because I am a connector. No, hold on. We got Akasha that's going to connect with Chloe. We got Nicole that's going to connect to Chloe. We got Hagar that's going to connect. So, yeah. And y'all, I am going to close this out here in a little bit, but now it just seems like we're starting to get some more conversation going on. But we'll keep this conversation going. And as Chloe creates this and tries to streamline this, we're going to have to talk, because there are going to be people in my network that are ready to rock and roll. Chloe, I'm going to take a clip of this or something, and I'm going to make it into a commercial or something, because you need, I'm going to.
Yeah. And smooth.
I don't know how to do all that. Sorry. They just gonna see your face. I mean, look at my face. I don't even wear no makeup.
Somebody in this network, somebody in this network come up with a filter. Thank you.
Somebody just needs to create a a commercial for us to make this, because what are you? Oh, and okay, I'm sorry, Akasha. Thank you, Akasha, for coming up. So, Chloe,
Yes.
I want you to go ahead and close this out. Give me 1 minute of talking about what you are doing so that I can clip it.
Okay.
Tell them who you are, what you're doing, what you are looking for, because we're not just looking for the parents. You need Akasha, you need Nicole, you need Hagar, you need these people that are going to be the ones that are helping you do this, because you can't do this alone during the school year.
I can't. Okay. Hi, my name is Chloe Telly, and I am the director of Personalized Inc. Academy. What am I here for? I want parent insight plus student needs so that your student can achieve. I want your student to work in a safe space where they can be all that they can be with a personalized curriculum, personalized education for personalized, data-driven, proven results. That's what I want. I want you and I need you. And I need you. I need educators. I need you. We must make this community a reality so that we can continue to thrive.
Thank you. We absolutely need that for all of us, because we see where the politics are going. We see that the teachers are stressed. The teachers need an outlet to be able to know that they will be able to create some income and not get cussed at. Akasha, you left abruptly. Did you mean to leave? Did you want to say something to end this?
No, I didn't mean to leave. I hit the back button and it kicked me out. I had to hurry up and get back in.
Oh,
But
okay.
I did want to say something really quickly to Miss Chloe, or is it Chloe or Cleo? I'm sorry.
Chloe, you're correct.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but yes, I've actually been having this conversation with another woman, who I will also give her your information, if you're okay with it, because we were already talking about developing a community so that we can teach our children and make sure we're teaching them quality information. Right now, and I use Me Academy to help me out, because trying to come up with 3 different curriculums for 3 different ages is, it takes all my time pretty much. And so the Me Academy has helped, but I'm wanting quality that actually goes back. I want to take it back to before the segregation. I want to take it back, and then I also want to incorporate some of our cultural stuff back into it, like with our ancestors. That made my heart sing. I jumped out of my chair when I heard you. I was just like, yes, she knows. And so incorporating some of this stuff so that they can remember. I even had a host lesson plan on water, talking about the sanctity of water, how you can program it and stuff like it, just different things. And I'm telling you, my kids, they jumped all over it and they loved it. But yeah, that's all. But thank you so much for what you do. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
We can do this together. We can.
So Icing wanted to know your info. So Icing, Chloe is in the early stages of developing this, but her email address is up on the screen. Y'all know me. I like to talk. I make videos at pretty much the drop of a hat. So don't call me up and it's gonna be like, okay, what are we gonna talk about? We about to go do this. Literally, Chloe called me earlier today and I said, you know what? Stop talking to me. We're gonna go live and talk about this. So we're talking about this now, and we're still developing this. She is still developing this, and whatever she develops, y'all, she's going to test it on my kids, and then we're going to disseminate this. She's going to have my kids reading at a high level, and then my kids are going to come on here. They're going to recite something that's really impressive for everybody, and then we're going to create more opportunities. And you guys see, I'm just speaking this into the atmosphere. We're going to develop franchises for instructional design for you. We're going to do all of that.
It would have been instructional design for you, but name change.
Yes. So y'all
Okay,
just know that I'm going to
Yeah.
have her information put on my community, no problem. And her email is right there. And we're going to be talking more because she's going to need parents, she's going to need
Yeah.
teachers, she's going to need students to teach. So this is going to be a virtual community project that we have going on.
Yes.
And I think with that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end that there. All right, so I will. Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
Bye.
Okay, Chrissy, tell them what you need to tell them.
Like and subscribe. No latest right now.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, thank you for saying that. Like and subscribe right now. No later. No later. Okay, now. Okay, now you guys say goodbye. I'm gonna let Chloe say goodbye. So you guys have to.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Now you guys, thank you. You guys
Thank
go back in there. Now
Thank
you could say your goodbyes and whatever you want to say to end it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, and thank you for giving me a dose of confidence to pursue my dream. Thank you.
You're welcome, friend. All right, y'all. I will go ahead and end this live now. Thank you for the eyeballs that stuck around for with us and that did participate. And we will see you in the comment section. All right. Good night. Oh, goodness gracious. These people.